Hey guys, this is Scarlato, and this is episode 3 of my post-workout rambling sessions. And today I want to talk about greasing the groove. All right, so what is greasing the groove? Greasing the groove is intentional practice. There's a book out called Practice Perfect that conveys this idea pretty well by a guy named Doug Lemove, Lemov. If anyone wants to pick up the book. So in Practice Perfect, they share this idea of practice makes permanent versus practice makes perfect. So obviously the book being named Practice Perfect, you would assume that they support this idea of practice makes perfect, which is what we all believe and what we all say. However, perfection is not attainable within an ability or a skill. And not being able to attain perfection, although we're constantly shooting for it, can lead to failure a lot of the time, because you always are kind of wavering, possibly close to perfection, but you can never quite get there because there's always another ability, another level, another person that's better that you can get to that you haven't quite attained yet. So perfection, although you may get close to it, it's never quite there. However, practice makes permanent, on the other hand, lets us know that although we may never get to perfection, if we practice intentionally, we can make ourselves play intentionally and perform on a higher level through intentional practice. So what is intentional practice? Anybody can go out and practice an ability or a skill. However, if your ability or skill is not practiced intentionally or with structure, you will play without structure, and you will play sloppy, and you will play how you practice. So even though you're going out and you may be playing, say you're a basketball player, you go out and you play street ball all the time, but you just kind of play sloppy, but you're playing 3 hours a day, you're not going to perform as well as the person who goes out and practices 1 hour a day, but they're doing it in a structured, coached, skilled, intentional way. So intentional practice versus just practice. So you want intentional practice or grease the groove in order to make things permanent. Permanent being that your body becomes efficient at doing them. Your body doesn't have to burn as much energy to perform whatever skill or ability that it is. There's another book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, Gladwell. Malcolm Gladwell, and within Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell outlines a theory called the 10,000 hour rule. And within the 10,000 hour rule, it tells us that research tells us that it takes on average 10,000 hours to get to a professional level. So generally speaking, if you look at people who play instruments or sports or athletes or people within an organization, to become a professional at something, it generally takes 10,000 hours to get there. So to get to NBA, to get to the NFL, to be in an orchestra of some sort, if you play an instrument, to get on that level, that national level, it generally takes 10,000 hours to get there. But it's 10,000 hours of intentional practice. Okay, it's not 10,000 hours of sloppy practice. Intentional practice. Okay, so that's the whole idea behind greasing the groove. And this can be translated into a couple of realms. It's not just for working out. However, an example of working out, I can give you one myself. So greasing the groove within working out, a deadlift for instance. A deadlift is hard to perform, and if you don't do it correctly, it's very easy to mess yourself up. You get into too much flexion and your body rounds over like this, and all of a sudden you have a bulging disc issue. So not fun to get into. However, you can practice with a submaximal weight, not your maximal weight all the time, and perform the deadlift with good form and with good technique, and your maximal deadlift will go up, even though you're not using maximal weight, because your body's becoming more efficient at the exercise, okay? And again, that can be translated into any other aspect of your life. So grease the groove, figure out what it is that you need to do to become better at whatever it is that you want to become better at, and don't spend as much time trying to go 100%, but in a sloppy manner, all right? So if you have any questions, let me know, leave a comment. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next week.